Now I think is about the present and the future.
It's multi-generational. What kind of a future do I want to set up for my son so that he can be able to provide for his kids comfortably and for his wife comfortably? And I think that takes long-term planning. It can't be done from father to son and from father to son. It cannot be a cyclical thing. Financial wealth, having a lot of money in the bank or solid investments and strong financial health can give you a sense of self-security that helps you to sleep better at night and may reduce your stress. But at the same time, if money were medicine, then some of the richest people and most powerful people in the country wouldn't have drug addictions. They wouldn't be committing suicide. They wouldn't have a lot of the big problems that a lot of poor people run into, or people that a lot of struggling middle income families run into. If you can't manage the great wealth you have to give yourself the peace of mind, to give your family and your son and your grandchildren and that legacy, the name, my name, my family's name, Turner, to help build a good, strong legacy, to give that name a good peace of mind. If I don't know how to use it to build it, I can use it just to destroy my name just as easily.
Well, I think I'm different than everyone else I know. Although I have a lot more financially than most people I know, I'm probably the most frugal person of everyone I know. So I've always been the person, I don't care about having the best shoes, the best car, etc. I just care about, making sure my needs are met and then helping others around the community. So I don't think those needs have changed. I think, once I got married, it actually became, I don't know if it was easier, but now Milton and I'm able to be a stay-at-home mother, not because of what I've gained financially, but just because Milton and I kind of have the same thoughts about how we spend money. So the money I make goes into the savings account for, us, for our needs or everything else. So
I grew up, with, in a middle-class family, and in college I was pretty much poor. I volunteered my way to college. I'm not someone who grew up surrounded with a lot of money. Now to be in a position where I'm not struggling day to day or paycheck to paycheck, it's given me a better sense of how to use the wealth that I do have and stretch it out, and to use it in the most judicious fashion.
I think, a lot of people, especially African Americans, we're always worried about the glitz and the glamour of things. We get a paycheck, we gotta go out and get the best purse, and it's just like, what's that purse going to do for you in 10 years? How is that going to help your credit score? How is that going to help your child get through college? So I think when we have to shift our focus for what's really important in our life and making us better as people, as opposed to just the temporary things that, so many people get excited about.
I hope you're enjoying Conversations with the Millionaire. For more information and additional knowledge, go over to my podcast series, 100 Wealth Building Secrets with James Marshall. This is a podcast series based off of my book, 100 Wealth Building Secrets. You can get the podcast on podbean.com or on my website, marshallyourmoney.com. So go there, continue your quest for knowledge towards building wealth. Take care. Money and making sense.
I've always been a frugal person, but it is always good to know that you have a cushion when you need it. So it's been able, a man always wants to be the provider for his family and all those other things. I think my frugality has allowed us to live a lifestyle where we can just live off of one paycheck.
I think every family-oriented man learns when they become a father, or when they become a family man, whether they get married or have children, that they're no longer the most important person in life, and that's the way it should be. If you're the head of a household and your needs are still the highest priority, something's wrong with you. That's how my mother raised me. That's how officers are trained in the Army. We're the last guys to eat, and when there's food, and the lowest ranking guy goes first, because just like your soldiers, you want to take good care of them so that they can, get out there and complete your mission. Although I've passed the bar and I've done something good for myself, really it's not about me. It's about me being able to put myself in a position to accomplish bigger goals. Because I cannot accomplish my long-term goals in life for my family alone. I could not have a son alone. I could not have a beautiful family and travel and do the things that I want to do in life alone. I could not be the man that I am today, the soldier, the leader that I am, without my wife helping to rein me in and be that good right-hand person. I just couldn't do it. I could not do that.
People have worked hard their entire lives to save what they thought was enough for retirement. Now people are concerned that they might not have enough money to retire. So what can they do? It's really as simple as sitting down to discuss a strategy to determine how to proceed. You tell me what's important to you, and I'll help build a plan to get you there. I'm James Marshall, and at Marshall Wealth Management, we've helped hundreds of clients just like you be better prepared for retirement. Call, click, or stop by our offices today. You'll be glad you did.
We definitely, are strong believers in education, and want Maximus to be able to go wherever his heart desires. So, we've started setting up accounts for him now, so that when he gets of the age to, whatever he wants to be, that, we can support him and do that also.
My expectation is that and this is really a test not only for himself but for us as parents, to raise him to understand these things, but I wanted to see his wealth as a means to carry on our family name, our family tradition, not this is my means to get a car, this is my means to get my wish list fulfilled. Yes, is he going to need a really good education to carry on a strong family legacy? Yes. And does that require financial stability? Yes, it does. That's just the reality of the world we live in. But I think the great test for him, and the great test really for us, is to ensure that from a young age he understands, one, that he can adopt our, frugal ways as a family, and more importantly, like you said, of being equally yoked, that he can communicate about those things, that he can understand how money works at a young age, that he can understand what it means, the difference between borrowing money and earning money, the value of saving money, the value of building wealth. Those are things that he'll need to be able to not only be exercise but communicate, and that's up to us to do.
And that's something we've started doing now too, and we want to purchase some type of big item instead of just buying it. We will have that conversation. Well, where is this money coming from? Is it going to come from checking, or does it come from savings, or how are we going to pay for it? Because I don't think a lot of people have that conversation when they go out and buy things. They just charge it, and then that builds up, and that's how they get in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
Well, I must say that you guys are very well grounded and extremely advanced in your thinking for such a young age.
We have an awesome financial advisor, Mr. James Marshall. He's in both Texas and Louisville.
comes to houses and makes house he makes house calls too.
Holds
that nice
babies.
plug.
He hasn't changed any diapers just yet.
Oh, we're working on that.
We're working on it.